the black. Tell them I ain't coming back. Turn the land for the sea. You can't take the sky from me. There's no place I can be since I found surrender.
Hey, what's up? It is the week after AK Masters. You saw the compilation video of all most of the stages. We had one miss failure with a camera guy at the first stage, which turned out to be my best stage. But I got him back. I didn't record one of his just for fun. But you saw the stages and the match. Match was phenomenal. The actual shooting part of the match of the event, because it was a big event. The match part was amazing. We started our shooter's brief started at about 7:30. We started firing about 8, and I think we finally got done around 6:37. So it was a long day, and a fun story because my car decided to. It didn't really break down, but it really almost left me stranded in South Carolina. But we got all the issues worked out. It was a weird sensor malfunction. It was just spur of the moment thing, and it did not happen the rest of the time, luckily. But that was at the event. Like I said, the match was amazing. We had a great time. We had a great bunch of shooters out there. I think there was a total of almost 170 shooters, somewhere around there. I came in 52nd overall and 27th in my division. So not bad. I'm not a competition shooter by nature. I am more of a defensive, tactical, whatever you want to call it. And they saw that out there. A lot of the guys were talking to me after shooting the stage, like, man, why were you working the safety? Why were you pieing that so much? You could have just stepped over. And for the last, since I started getting really into shooting, I got serious with it and stepped away from the competition side, because that was my first real intro into shooting, was competition shooting. IDPA up in Shorter, Alabama. I started gaming it, and I was very on the mindset of, no, this is not a game, this is shooting. I am shooting. And I didn't want to game it, and I didn't want to get into that world. So I almost completely stepped away from it. Time from time I go shoot a match, because it's a really good way to test your skills under a timer with people watching, and it's different scenarios that you don't really get to shoot by yourself or with friends. It's highly recommended. If you're not shooting competition in some shape, form, or fashion, you're doing yourself a disservice. Get out there and shoot competitions. They will really push your speed, accuracy, and movement, and a lot of time manipulations with the firearms. But going off on a little bit of a tangent, I kind of wanted to do this video as this is what was going on at the event and my loadout and how I shot. So let's start simple and let's go with loadout. The rifle I shot was the Draco. It is just a standard Draco. The only things I have internally is the ALG spring, ALG hammer spring, so it flattens it out. The JMac RRD 4C Slim. I really wanted to shoot this one because it's really flat, and the Riton optic X1 ARD, yes, shot phenomenally well. I got there. It was overcasty. I think I ran it at 5, and then at one point during the day, the sun came out. Ran it at 6. Did just fine. No issues there. Held 0. Did really, really well. We stretched out. I think the furthest shots they said were 100. I think some of the back targets were about at 100. No issues there. Like I said, it ran phenomenally. I found some issues out, especially with the piece right here where your grip is. It jams in there, and after a while you'll start getting it rubbed, so I'm probably going to just do a flip on that. Not a big issue there. You saw in the video I was actually rocking a bunch of Woodland, because God's Plaid is where it's at. The pants are just your standard military issue Woodland that have been cut down. These are the Rave mod. You can get those done over at Hub City Outdoors. If you've got a pair that you want in some really nice shorts and have hem them up, that's the place to go to. The top, I've been wanting some Raid Mod tops, and if you don't know what Raid Mod is, they take the pockets, you can kind of see there's a fade spot down there. They take the pockets, move them up, turn them a little bit, and then they take those pockets and in turn mount them up onto the sleeves and actually put Velcro up there for patches. I had some getting done by James, but didn't have it in time. But I went to a local surplus store and found this one. This was an actual like OG style, like probably early 90s, late 80s, somewhere around there, style of Raid Mod top that worked out really, really perfectly for me since I could actually shoot with that on there. Belt is the Raptor Tactical Odin. Worked out really good. All I did was run their inner belt through my belt loops, toss this on, and ran it just like that. Super simple. If you don't have a battle belt like this, something slimline, you can toss on. You're really doing yourself a disservice. I ran plates, and these are real plates. These are L3T triple curves. Really, really nice setup. The plate carrier is the Lock from Hub City Outdoors. Amazing. It's a tailored suit for your plates. Q Performance shoulder pads, but I bought the classic and not the arrows, so I actually just trimmed them so they wouldn't rub into my neck. Really solid. I think there was 3 other shooters during the event that were actually shooting with plates on. I think that should be kind of a more competitions need to do that. A lot of people are starting to get into plate carriers, armor, and stuff like that, and they're not actually getting out there and running it. So having an actual armored division where it's kind of like the tactical games, they have their, you have to have a plate carrier on, it must be this amount of weight. Same kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Same kind of level of agreement across the board. If you're going to run plates, you got to run this amount of weight. If you're running it slick, it must be extra weight, stuff like that. Something like that for us guys that really do like running plates, and it's a completely different style of shooting. But that's kind of what I was wearing at the event. Like I said, the event was awesome. The match was awesome. The event, not so much. And I hate saying it like that because there was a lot of really good people out there. Dissident Arms was out there with some really nice rifles. IWI was out there. Hyperfire was out there. Got to talk to some really cool people at the event. But there was not, it was very much put on as a match, not an event. It just had event-like things going on in the background, but not a lot of them. And I hate saying it like that because like AK Masters, there's not enough AK specific events. We got Clash Bash coming up in October. There's Thunder on the Tundra in August. We got AK Masters now. I'm trying to think of any other big ones. There's Red October. So there's a handful, but there's not like ARs. They're every state every month has a big AR shooting match event like that. So I would like to see this kind of grow as we become, the AK community comes together. And I hate saying that I've joined the AK community because I've been an AR guy most of my shooting life has been ARs. But now I've gone back to AKs and I've gone to the dark side, as they would say. They had cookies and I like cookies. But that's kind of my setup, how I ran it. And I did run it not competitively. I ran it more, as people were like, tactically throughout the match. I was like, no, it's more defensively, but I get what you're saying. And I ran it that way just because I thought it was going to be fun. Like I said, I had my full setup, plates, and I just wanted to have fun out there because it was like I said, there was a lot of really good shooters, a lot of guys we met out at Clash Bash and had a really good time with, and I just wanted to have fun. It was more of a fun match than it was a competitive match. The next video coming up will actually be a little bit more about the competitive side. Like I said, this was the first time actually running the Raiton. I did the zeroing video, and it did well, held zero really well. There were some issues. It was more, I think, on the Draco, because the Draco is shorter gun, got hot, and rounds started moving. I didn't really see that during the match. Like I said, we shot out to distance, and on the final stage, it was out of distance, and I was able to lock it in on my barrier and actually just hammer down on some of those targets. I missed one. At that point, I couldn't see because of the gas and oil that was getting kicked out of here, clouded up my glasses, and I just could not see it at that point. It was just, it is what it is. I probably would have been in the top 50 if I had made that shot, but it is what it is. Like I said, everything ran very, very well. I actually did find one other person besides myself and Logan that were shooting Raiton optics out there at the event. But I kind of wanted to just wrap this video up real quick. I know it's almost 10 minutes of me ranting about what I wore there, but it's kind of one of those things. You need one of those wrap-up videos to kind of go back to at the next time you're up there and kind of see what's changed and stuff like that. So y'all have a good one. See y'all on the next one.